Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Hyperion-Blue-GT. It's time to get ready for round 19 in the 2020 Series Nations Cup on Gran Turismo Sport, taking on Weathertech Raceway Laguna Seca for 24 laps, and we're going in to have a Group 1 category for today. So this will be having a tough challenge out there whenever we have to drive fast and some more cornering. So better make sure to check on the race details before we will get started. So I hope this one might have that good requirement we'll be using with the racing medium and hard compound tires, because this is going to be having two selected at once. Gonna have to get ready because I'm about to be using with the Toyota TS050 Hybrid 2016 with the UDRS in Sportec livery will be selected. Gotta make sure to check on the balance of performance to be using as an LMP1 category, because everything is going to be pretty well suspensions to be going in automatically. Better make sure to take a lot of good clean practice out there and be safe out there. So before enjoying watching the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out some more videos if you like. Feel free to enjoy it anytime you want for the entertainment. Now it's time to get ready to start the race, and let's begin. The 2020 series of the Nations Cup is about to begin. LMP1 category will be taking on in Laguna Seca. This is going to be the most extreme fast challenge ever of all time. MSX Spotland is now taking first place, and here's Mike Ligorice is now taking second place at the ready. Third place driver is DB_Hero. Now this is going to be a very good livery on his TS050 Hybrid. Evo Dicel is now taking fourth place in the camouflage themed livery, and here's Pedro 6MC in fifth place. Gonna have a nice black and red color. And here's Pride Hammer 001 in sixth place to be at the ready with his TS050 Hybrid. And here's Luke_Rouse in seventh place. This is going to be a very good way to have an 8th place driver to be on board. 308281 is about to go in. Wubby's 210 is now taking 9th place with his TS050 Hybrid, and here's myself in 10th place with the UDRS in Sportec variant. 11th place driver is Party Crasher 2305 in the Audi R18 2016. Score 5 is now taking 12th place. This is going to be a very good way to have that 13th place driver. X-Ghost 413X is about to go in to have a nice run, and here's Old Guy 7 in 14th place in the Audi R18 2016. G Nodded is now taking 15th place in the Audi R18 2011 version. And here's RRL Misa Binsi is now taking 16th place. Phoenix 1183 is going in onto 17th place. And here's the 18th place driver is 30 Hair. This is going to be good to have that nice Adidas shoe brand. So this will might have to take 3 tire steps, so we'll be starting out with a racing soft compound before we could probably have to take 2 requirements to be needed. So here we go. This will might have that rolling start to be at the last turn, so be very more careful out there, folks. Going fast by taking turn 1 is going to be the important risk. Just going to make sure that if we have to try to make a good clean run out there. So here we go. 3 seconds on the clock already been passed by taking the green light, and we are going on the way for taking the 19th round in the 2020 Series Nations Cup is going on the way. Just gonna make sure to take plenty more exercise caution out there. This is going to be the most difficult race ever of all time. Oh man, there goes Mike Ligorice after taking on in turn 1, and it looks like there's only 3 drivers just barely went off the track, and this is going to be taking on that good opening while taking that good kind of a mobility. So it looks like I'm just finally made it up onto 5th place, viewers. I'm going in after taking on sector 2. Just going to take that left turn, just going to reach up onto Luke_Rouse in 4th place. This is going to be very good to see how in Sportec will be reached up for having a top 5 position out there. Here comes the corkscrew. Gonna make sure to stay on the early track. this is going to have to take some plenty more braking points whenever we have to try to make a good balancing position to be on the good mobility. Very good to take that nice perfect corner without losing control. Moving on to the dirt sector and have that best right corner before going in onto the final turn. So it looks like this is where it all meant out to become for taking 24 laps around the track, folks. LMP1 will be taking a 30-minute track limit because this is going to be taking on the only ways that we can go fast. Moving on to the second lap, it looks like this is going to be good to see how Evil Dicel is now taking third place. C-Speed_Hero is now going forward for taking second place, followed by MSX Violent in first place in the lead. This is going to be pretty brilliant to see how talented, skilled LMP1 racer who can probably take on the Laguna Seca. I mean, this is going to be taking a lot of good exercise training before the race will begin. However, eventually, there's going to be having a lot of mistakes out there if we have to try to stay on the good focusing on the track. This is how important tips comes in matters, because learning capabilities on different track in every racing category whenever we had to stay on a good progression. Now UDRS in Sportec is about to take on that corkscrew. Gotta make sure that one car is definitely might be necessary without having an overtake. Just gonna pass on to the dirt sector, and here's a minute and 16 seconds onto the MSS Violent. So looks like he's going in by having a new lap time for only 1 minute and 11.767 seconds. It's getting triple side by side right now. Looks like Mike Licorice and Wubby's 210 is about to be going in onto turn 1. Keep going at it. Stay on a good progression on the balance without losing amount of good grip. Looks like Mike Licorice is now going in onto fourth place, and Wubby's 210 is still trying to stay in control of it. So this is going to be a pretty good epic battle of the TSO50 hybrids is about to be coming in. Gonna catch up to them. This is all about taking the rush whenever we had to stay focused on the good balancing position. I hope two drivers could probably have to take on that wheel straight. Keep going in onto that left by using the apex. Here we go. Looks like this is going to get a little bit more rough out there. Two drivers are about to be coming down, and they still got the good flow lines up sight by taking the slipstream, coming down to the hill and moving onto the dirt sector. Take that right turn and going in onto the left. Looks like Mike Licorice is now going to have to stay on a good push after Wubby's 210 is going to need to take a good focus on. Take that full stretch and moving on to the fourth lap. So this will be taking 20 laps remaining, folks. I know this race is going to last forever. We can probably have to keep a good eye on the clock. Just going to keep going at it. And here's XGO Sport 13X is now going in onto 7th place. Gonna have to stay well defended for UDRS, who will be taking on 6th place. Taking turn 2 and going in onto turn 3 by entering the second sector. Just gonna have to stay on that good RPM. Keep going at it to make that left turn to be at the fourth corner. Going over to take turn 5 by entering the rule straight. Hold the brake twice. Just gonna keep going. Looks like this is gonna be the longest chase for having to battle for the top 5 drivers out there, folks. Just gonna have to stay on that good corkscrew and better make sure to stay on a good range without taking a good loss of a good grip. So it looks like Evil Dicel is now taking the first driver who will be going into the pits by using the Racing Hard compound tires. It looks like this is definitely might be needs to do a little bit more option plan out there, viewers. I hope that several drivers will be starting out with the Racing Soft compound tires. Better make sure to save a lot of good duration before taking on the medium or the hard compound tires will be selected as the main requirement to avoid a 1-minute penalty. Coming in onto lap number 5, it looks like Mike Licorice is still tries to take on for doing a little bit more ongoing chase to reach up onto C-Speed_Hero in second place. Wubby's 210 is going in to catch up onto Mike Licorice in third place. This is definitely might be take on for only a range of a gap distance out there before taking on the real straight. And UDRS in Sportec is doing the same thing. But it looks like X-Go Sport 13X is still takes the pursuit chase on to the TSO50 hybrid of the Weathertech livery. But this is going to have to take that corkscrew before coming down to the hill, pass underneath the Weathertech bridge, moving on to the dirt sector, and oh man, it looks like Wubby's 210 is about to be slowing down. That makes plenty more exercise caution out there for UDRS. X-Go Sport 13X is now joining in for having that fierce struggle out there and take that final turn, and it looks like that's the ticket. UDRS is now moving on to be in 4th position. Gonna take that lap number 6, viewers. I could probably keep going in for having the best ongoing defense whenever it takes. Oh man, looks like this is going to be having a little bit more incoming attack. X-Go Sport 13X is passing on to take the 4th place. This is going to be taking on that good common effort. Gonna make that good push onto turn 3. Slide it in. Staying on it carefully. There you go. I hope this is going to go a little bit better to be taking on turn 4. And here's Old Guy 7 in the Audi R18. Looks like he's coming in to pass me onto my precision, folks. This is going to take that long effort moment. Just going to keep going onto that corkscrew. Gonna have to pull that brake, slide it down, and not to make any full contact before coming down to this corner. Passing in onto sector 3. Just going to keep going before make it in onto the final turn. Take that left position, and looks like this one might have Old Guy and Wubby's 210 is about to be going in onto the pits. And that one might bring Evil Dicel and Luke_Rouse is about to be going in onto 5th and 6th place. Taking the lap 7 is definitely might be going a better option. Just gonna have to take turn 1, make that good push onto turn 2 in the 1st sector. Coming out and moving on to take the 2nd sector. Just gonna have to take on turn 3. Only 12 seconds onto the gap distance to catch up onto Mike Licorice in 3rd place. But I hope this is gonna have to take that yellow flag signal out there. I bet this is gonna have to take that attempted recovery for only a few drivers who barely made that mistake. I bet this is gonna be pretty well. Oh man, there goes, folks. Before entering in onto the real straight, we have one driver just barely preventing a spin out. I bet this is gonna have to take a good look out there on the replay whenever I might be needs to see it. Yep, this is gonna be pretty tough out there, folks. This race always gets challenging ourselves to be in the Group 1 category, to be in the Monterey circuit. But it takes a requirement skills whenever we had to deal with some several corners to have a good braking point to make a good perfection. Now coming in onto the 8th lap, all I can see is the 11th place driver, but maybe this is going to be having a one big guess out there. No wait, not the 11th driver, it was the 18th place driver out there. G. Nadal is now going in from left behind, so looks like I just got him on sight because he just barely went ghosting, because this is going to be having the blue flag signal we'll be calling in. Just going to move on to turn 4, and oh man, looks like there goes, folks. The last place driver just barely went on late braking. This is so far so close whenever he needs to take that good chances out there. Hang in there, last place driver. I know this is going to be pretty tough out there, but I know it's going to be pretty difficult whenever we had to try to learn to do the characteristics on mini track in a different terrain. Just going to keep going in onto sector 3. It looks like CSpeed_Hero is about to be changing up the compound tires will be selected was the racing medium tires. Gonna have to do my best. This is gonna be having a main objective for UDRS will be using for the racing soft compound tires to be needed in for. Just gonna have to last endure. Just gonna have to take a little bit more standby before coming in onto the first pit stop. This wheel might need some good requirements without having a 1-minute penalty to be triggered in place. Take the second corner, moving on to sector 2 before taking on third corner. Looks like Luke_Rouse is about to be going in for having a hot pursuit chase to reach up onto the 4th place driver for myself in the UDRS Weathertech of the Toyota TSO50 Hybrid. But this is going to have to take on for the real straight. Just going to keep it last longer before coming in onto the pits. Corkscrew coming in, but this is going to be a risky situation. So far so close. No overtake on this corner because this is going to be having one car only. That's the good ticket for UDRS. We'll be staying on the line. Gonna have to reach up onto lap number 10. This is gonna have to take that pit stop automatically. We'll be calling in. Looks like everybody is still doing alright. Looks like this is going to be having some little bit more progression skills whenever we had to try to do some more braking by dealing a lot of corners in every position, because always going to have some good straight when taking a good RPM speed by having a good rush. It takes plenty more possibilities to see how every Group 1 category, like the LMP1, has definitely might be pretty good remarkable we'll be taking on in Laguna Seca. It's only for the first time, but only to be part of the custom race, because this is definitely might be how everybody really wants to do some more practice at any time. Now, looks like Luke_Rouse is about to be passing me by coming in onto the corkscrew. Just gonna have to keep it nice and slow. Better maintain the pace, but that was definitely might be pretty close without taking a single contact. Take sector 3, and looks like I'm about to be going into the pit stop, folks. This will might have that medium compound tires will be coming up onto today's menu course. Better have my pit crew will be setting up and have that good amount of refuel. So looks like Luke_Rouse is now moving on to take third place. Several drivers will be entering the pits to be having the racing hard compound tires, so that was the only most requirement steps to be doing the opposite. Now I'm coming out in the pits. All I can see is Wubby's 210 is about to be moving on to take 8th place. So I'm about to be going in to swing it to the action. Very good, clever for having a good first step of the requirement to be using with the medium compound tires. I hope this is going to have to take a different position. We'll be coming up for a few strategies for UDRS. This is all about taking responsibility during the competition in the 2020 Series Nations Cup. Take that real straight, and here's Phoenix 1183 is about to be going in by taking the side-by-side to have that pass, and looks like he's going in onto that corkscrew. Go for it, Phoenix 1183. You can probably take that best grip. So far so good, but it was pretty a-okay to have a nice good technique corner turn with taking any exercise. Oh man, looks like there goes, folks. Looks like Wubby's 210 just barely lost that grip. So now he's dropped down onto 11th place. I cannot believe it. This is going to be having that replay out there to take a good look. Well, it might be possible that if you really guys wanted to share all of my replay to be part of the second stage, but it definitely might be having some a little bit more drama going on that lately. But I meant racing drama, that a loss of a good amount of grip, that everybody really wants to have that good moment to be part of their own segment, but sometimes mistakes happen that we had to be going again for taking part in the next quarter. So right now we are in the second quarter, because this is going to have to take that plenty more second chance for every driver who really wants to be in the top position. So meanwhile, onto the top 3 drivers. CSpeed_Hero is about to be going in by taking the lead, while MSX Violent is now going into the pits by having second place position. But this is going to be doing great out there from 0 to hero for CSpeed_Hero. He could probably take on for having a nice gold podium whenever it's going to be reached up at the final lap. MSX Violent is going to have to take that plenty more chances to be well patient. It's always about taking the best choice to see which of the top 3 drivers will be going in by having a nice gold medal finish to be at Laguna Seca. Moving on to the 13th lap. 15 minutes at the total time since the race began. I hope this will might give it a very good additional 15 minutes at a time. That will might makes it on to 30 seconds to be, well, maybe 30 minutes. Just gonna have to be a very good skill of the driver to see how everybody really wants to have a nice, good, clean race. Moving on to the second sector, still takes the chase to reach up for myself in 8th place to reach up onto Phoenix 1183. Just gonna have to go in by having an increased pace. It looks like MSX Violent is now going into the pits once again. Somehow it's definitely might be having a little bit more difficult time out there. I hope MSX Violent is still trying to come up with a better plan. Looks like he's dropping down onto third place. No wait, 4th place or even 5th place. That one might brings Evil Dicel is now taking 3rd place. Luke_Rouse is moving on to take 2nd place. I hope this is going to have to see how Old Guy 7 is about to be taking on the first pit stop. Gonna have to say, 2 requirements is definitely might be the only best option. That's more like it. Gonna have to take 7th place out there, folks. The chase continues for UDRS in Sportech in the Toyota TS050 hybrids. This is gonna have to take plenty more better ways to see it, how everybody is doing. I hope Phoenix 1183 has still got that chance to reach up onto Mike Licorice. Only takes about a 5-second gap distance in range to see it. Better have to take on in turn 4 before moving on to the real straight in turn 5. Just gonna have to stay on that good passive ability. It looks like MSX Violent is now coming right back onto 2nd place. Luke_Rouse is still trying to take the chase onto MSX Violent in 2nd place. That was almost had that chance to see how 2 drivers will be going in to reach up for C-Speed_Hero in 1st place. Taking on the 3rd sector, it looks like Evil Dicel is about to be going in to change up on the different tire compound selection. I bet he's going to have to use for the hard or medium compound. He could probably have to take his time. Evil Dicel is now taking on with the medium compound tires to be selected. This is going to be a very good organizing strategy to see how the race will go on. Lap number 15, folks. We're almost there. Just going to have to take a little bit more standby patience because we're about to be taking a little bit more 5-lap reminder until we're about to be moving on to take the 28th lap. Gonna make that good push. I see Evil Dicel in 6th place. Gonna have to take turn 4. He's going in onto turn 5 by entering the real straight before taking on the corkscrew. Very good. So it looks like I could probably have to keep locking him in. He's still going in by having an increased gap distance. Gonna have to take that good turn. Pass underneath the Weathertech bridge. Moving on to the sector 3, folks. This is gonna have to take plenty more progression to see how the speed might take some good handling skills will come often. Take that final turn. Going in by having a full stretch. Use that apex. He's going in, folks. Evil Dicel is about to be overtaking on Phoenix 1183 in 5th place. Take that turn 1 out there, Evil Dicel. That's the ticket. This is going to be a pretty good, impressive LMP1 battle out there to be in the Monterey circuit of Laguna Seca. So going in onto Sector 2. Looks like this is going to be having a nice view out there for having a good chase. Just going to have to increase the pace. Take that left turn on turn 4. It looks like C-Speed_Hero is about to be going in by taking the pits. This is going to be the 2nd time. I hope he's about to be choosing up with the racing hard compound tires. It looks like MSX Violent is now taking the comeback to be back onto 1st place. What a pretty good, excellent move for having the MSX Violent is definitely might take the best part to be in the spotlight. Luke_Rouse is now taking on in 2nd place, and looks like Mike Licorice is now taking 3rd place. I hope C-Speed_Hero will be coming back at any time. There you go. Looks like that definitely might be the best call for C-Speed_Hero. He can do it, folks. C-Speed_Hero will continue to take the chase on MSX Violent. And now we're moving on to take the 17th lap. It still goes on for taking the struggle of ropes for every driver. and the handling is definitely might be having a good requirement whenever we try to avoid going in onto the outside. Taking inside is pretty necessarily good, but we will try to be very good ways to speed it up and drive fast like a pro. Coming in onto the real straight for myself in the UDRS in Sport Tech of the TSO50 Hybrid. Looks like X-Ghost 413X is coming in way far behind for only 6.2 seconds onto the gap. I bet he's gonna have to stay on it, and looks like Old Guy 7 is going in to have that 8th place position before coming in onto X-Ghost 413X. Seems like this is definitely might be a very good epic dogfight in our hands around the track. But many cars of the favorite LMP1 category is definitely might be a pretty good selection. It might be possible for only efficient Gran Turismo Group 1s and classic Group C race cars that they could probably have to take it on. This will be a very good 3 Group 1 group division, has definitely might be pretty well endorsed to be selected. That's how the spectators really loves to see how the LMP1 race cars can battling out each other. Pressing forward by taking Sector 2. Looks like this is going to be having a gap distance. We'll be closing in onto Evo Dicel for only 7.4 seconds. This is definitely might have that range to see how UDRS is still trying to keep holding out for only 6th place. Just going to need to keep a little bit more monitor check out there. So meanwhile, 308281 is about to be going in to taking on Old Guy 7 in 7th place. I hope this is going to have to take for only a best LMP1 racer to be well supported for this round. Probably, he's still always to become Chevrolet's most favorite driver of all time whenever he likes to be taking part in the manufacturer series. Lap number 19, folks. The top 5 drivers is still going in by having a fierce struggle, but this is going to have to take for only CSpeed_Hero whenever he's going to be catch up onto MSX Violent in the lead. Do your best out there, CSpeed_Hero. Everybody really wants you to win. I hope MSX Violent is still tries to stay well defended to be in the rightful spots. He could probably take that podium in no time. Just gonna keep going. I hope this will might have a good reminder lap time for UDRS. Just gonna have to keep pushing. The tire pressure on the medium compound is definitely might be taking effect to be on the mark of the res, but still takes a good grip. But early calls will be going in by taking one more pit stop before the requirement process will complete. Take Sector 3, we'll be moving on. Gonna make that best cube, will be coming into the pits. And now, this will be having that best early recommendable spot to be at 30% of the fueling progress, but maybe this will might need to be refueled to be going in as early. Gonna have my crew to be changed up on the compound tires. Just gonna have a little bit more, less gas and more tires. Now this is going to be a pretty good organizing lap out there, folks. Only 4 more to go, and we're in the 20th lap. So now I am in 7th place after Old Guy 7 is about to be pressing forwards. Gonna have to take Sector 2 to be moving on to take the 3rd turn. But now this is going to be pretty excellent to see how many LMP1 drivers who can probably take on with some good racing experience around in Laguna Seca. But sometimes plenty of mistake happens because this is going to have to take plenty more replays whenever they really want to see it after the race is over. Now coming in onto the corkscrew, UDRS in Sport Tech of the TSO50 Hybrid takes on the corkscrew, so this is going to have to take on with Old Guy 7. Gonna have to close in for only 5 seconds. Moving on to the 3rd sector, make that right turn before coming in onto the last corner. Solid good on the inside by taking the apex. Lap 21 is on the way. 3 more to go. Just gonna have to take turn 1 slowly in, and this is gonna be having the better method for having a good racing hard compound. Keep pushing in onto turn 2. It looks like CSpeed_Hero is about to be taking on one more pit stop remaining. I hope he can still probably have to using him from replacing the racing soft tires. Gotta make sure that he's gonna have to go with the hard compound instead. Hope he can do it, folks. Looks like Mike Licorice is now taking second place and going green for having a nice spare by confirmed. Now that is pretty good ticket for CSpeed_Hero. So it looks like he's currently dropping down onto pit place, and he's about to be coming out onto the pits, and looks like he's still on in second place. Way to go, CSpeed Hero. You could probably do it. You can take on the second place finish while MSX Violent will be taking the gold medal. Mike Licorice could probably have to take the bronze instead, and looks like the top 3 drivers are still going in ongoing by having a good fierce battle. Evo Dicel is going to have to stay well defended to be in the rightful spot to be in 5th place. I hope this is going to be pretty well to see it. And looks like UTRS and Sportec in 7th place made by myself. This is going to be a pretty good challenging distance to reach up onto Old Guy 7 in 6th place with the Audi R18 2016. Slided in onto turn 2. Moving on to the second sector. Turn 3 is going to do the same part after turn 2. Just going to keep pushing in before coming in onto the 4th corner. Solid formation, just to be as usual. Now take that rule straight for UTRS. And this is going to have to take some pretty good clean race whenever going in by having a good chance. Perfect response moving on the brakes before coming in onto the corkscrew. So it looks like this is going to be taking on boards. It looks like X-Go Sport 13X is about to be closing in onto my current position for only 5 seconds behind. Now decreasing in for only 4.5 seconds. I hope he is going to have to drive fast as possible because he can probably take it all, and 308281 in 8th place in the Toyota TS050 Hybrid is about to be going in to catch up onto X-Go Sport 13X. Look at this, folks. The 8th place driver is about to be taking the best step to be moving on. Lap number 23 is about to be moving on. We're almost there, folks. This race will be over soon. Just about to be having one more to go. I hope this is going to be pretty good for having a 6th place finish for UTRS. It's always having a good contender challenger will be taking the stage. Gonna step in onto the real straight. It looks like Old Guy 7 is still tries to take that good defense out there after coming in onto the corkscrew. And it looks like UTRS and Sportec is going to do the same thing. Pretty good balancing step out there. Oh man, looks like there goes, folks. Looks like we have a yellow flag signal. Old Guy 7 just barely lost control of that grip. That makes the good opportunity for UTRS will be taking 5th place. Now that's a pretty good ticket out there, folks. UTRS and Sportec of the Toyota TS050 is now taking 5th place. And now I'm about to be moving on to take the final lap. I hope this is going to be pretty good out there, viewers. 4 drivers whenever it's going to be coming in to take the finish line. CSpeed_Hero is going to have to take that ongoing chase to reach up onto MSX Violent. I hope MSX Violent is going to have to do its best out there, taking on that final stretch. Just going to keep a good eye out there. It looks like X-Go Sport 13X is closing in, viewers. Oh man, looks like almost had that chance of a grip at turn 3. That makes that good opportunity for him. I cannot believe it. I almost had that chance before taking on in Sector 2, goes in by the early. And there you go, folks. MSX Violent takes the win, folks. MSX Violent takes the win in the 19th round in the 2020 Series Nations Cup. What in the most brilliant race ever out there, folks. CSpeed Hero just barely dropped down onto 3rd place, and Mike Licorice is now taking 2nd place. Evil Dicel is taking 4th place, and I cannot believe it, folks. X-Go Sport 13X is about to be going in for taking the 5th place finish, while UTRS and Sportec is going on to 6th place. How brilliant is that to see how everybody really wants to do their best, going fast for having an LMP1 category in a Group 1 race. But this is pretty excellent. that was pretty excellent, folks. I know this is going to be having no penalty affected for only 1 minute on each drivers, but the results has been really confirmed, and that is a pretty good textbook. So I hope this is going to be having some good race position by 4. It was pretty excellent for having a good race. Wow, looks like that was pretty awesome to drive fast to be in Laguna Seca. But just gonna go over and have some earning summaries and have some good mileage to be increased on the daily workout. What a pretty good, excellent race out there, folks. MXX Violent has definitely reached up in the podium. Looks like Mike Licorice just barely took second place finish, while C-Speed Hero is definitely dropping down onto third place. Wow, looks like this is going to be pretty fast out there to see every all-wheel drive in a Group 1 category to take everything they got. Let's just going to go over to congratulate to the top 3 drivers for having a best win out there. It was pretty good to see how things might be going in for taking part of the highlights. I bet this is going to be a pretty good first time out there for the Group 1 category we'll be taking on in Laguna Seca. Corkscrew is definitely might be the only perfect option for only one car without having a single overtake. But somehow mistakes will be made because we're just going to have to try and keep practicing before moving on to the next quarter. So I hope this is going to be having some best parts to do this segment. We will always try to make a good positive ways we'll be able to make sure. We are almost there at the end of the second stage, and round 20 is coming up. For the next race is going to be at Circuit de Santi Cloric C by using the Gran Turismo F1500 TA. Do your best out there, folks. Taking the classic F1 will be going in on the corners and straightaways before we will move forward to take the third stage. Alright folks, I hope you're really enjoying watching the race. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, bell for notification uploads, and the links on the description down below if you want to see more. Livery blog videos are available to watch anytime you want. This will be the entertainment showcase about different cars with liveries I have been made. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for continuing in the 2020 Series Nations Cup on Gran Turismo Sport, and I'll see you guys later. Keep on racing, stay clean.